A finite amount of opportunities that present
A
themselves.
lot slower. And it's been a gift.
To stamp moments and memories. And I agree with all of that.
Come down here, go all in on my
Yeah,
thing.
and finish it off, take the
When he
last
kind of changes you, we start our own brew pub, and it was
Don't cut it. Don't you dare cut that.
You ever meet someone and think, yeah, that dude's definitely been through some shit? That's Colin Maine. He's missing a part of his skull, literally. He fought in MMA, caught a criminal record, got banned from bars across Canada, and somehow still built a multiple seven-figure business in fitness, e-commerce, and legal marketing. This episode's not about playing it safe. It's about trusting your instincts, taking hits, and turning chaos into cash flow. Let's get into this. Colin, brother, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me there, man.
You know, we met at the Parceros event, great event, 120 people, and we met in line, went to get some drinks.
Oh yeah, that is where I met you.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know what, this guy looks interesting. I got to talk to him more. And you've done quite a bit of stuff in your life, man. You had an exciting life.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
To me, it's just my life, I guess. But
Yeah. Well, you know, the shocking thing is you're missing a part of your skull. I think we should lead with that.
yeah, if you want to. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was like 6.5 years old, and I was playing road hockey in Canada,
Yeah.
and then I shot a ball under the moving truck. We were moving that day, I remember, and then I went under the big like semi truck, Atlas Van Lines truck, to get the ball, and then when I was coming out, two kids, they were like teenagers, they were riding their bikes by, and the handlebars like clipped my skull and ripped my skull out, fractured my skull, and then they rushed me to the hospital. I had to get a portion of my skull removed, and then it took me like 3 years to recover probably. So I had to like learn to use my motor skills again, learn to read and write. I remember I had to wear this orange like 1990s like skateboarding type helmet, if you can picture those. And I had to wear it 24/7.
Holy
So because I didn't have a portion of my skull, so I had to wait till like the calcium calcified. Yeah, and the cartilage calcified. I think that's right. So I had to like allow it like years to recover. So I had to protect it because I had a soft spot. So I had to wear this orange, or maybe it was like I think it was orange. Yeah. This orange like helmet 24/7.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, so needless to say, when you're like a 10-year-old kid and you have to wear a bike helmet 24/7 to school, you're not the most popular kid.
There's a lot of fucking stories about short bus and helmet, right?
Oh my God, yeah. Dude, and like I have friends that like I've known since I was like that age, and I forget about it sometimes. And then like we'll be out at a party or something, and I'll say something like, "Yeah, you wore a fucking helmet for like when you're a kid," and then everybody's like, "What?" And then I forget, and I'm like, "Yeah, I did." Yeah, they still make fun of me, but no, it builds character. It allows you to develop a personality.
Oh yeah,
and,
fuck yeah.
Yeah, you're not the popular kid, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like a boy named Sue or Johnny Cash, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I had to. And then like with it, kind of came some learning disabilities and stuff. So I had to do a lot of catch up because it was. Yeah, I failed grade 9. I failed grade 7. I had to learn to like read and write and stuff like that again. So each year I was like having to do some more extra summer school to try to catch up to stay in the same grade with my friends and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Is there a metal plate or it just grew back, or how does that like that?
It doesn't grow back. No, it's just a soft spot. So if I remember correctly, they could have put a plate in.
Yeah.
But it would have like maybe messed up with like some personality traits and stuff like that. Huh. Or I can't remember what the reasoning was, but my parents decided not to put a plate in.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was that my skull was still growing. That's what it was, I think.
And now is it there? Is it covered?
No, it's still a soft spot.
So you can
I
poke
was
your
told
brain.
like you can, if you give me a fucking solid poke, I'll die instantly. No, it's pretty tough. Like when I fought in MMA, I remember getting like elbowed in and stuff. I remember when I got like elbowed, I was like, oh. I was like, all right, I'm still alive, still functioning. And like I remember I got like elbowed like boom, like right in it. And I remember I wasn't even worried about getting elbowed. I was just like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. Everything was fine.
Survived.
Yeah, but I was told when I became an adult, if I wanted to get a plate put in, I could.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everything's fine.
Yeah. And you stopped the MMA, so now you're like, do I really need it?
Actually, I got into the MMA and didn't even think about it. Because like I was from a small town, I was like always fighting. There's the town that I'm from. It's called Cold Lake, Alberta. It's a very small town. At the time I grew up, there's maybe only like 4,000 people.
Yeah.
And there's the biggest Air Force base in Canada is there. And then there's massive oil refineries all around it. And then it's surrounded by 3 or 4 native reserves that there's no alcohol. You're not allowed, they're dry reserves.
Yeah.
So everybody from the military, oil field workers, all the natives, they have to come into one bar. And it's called Legends Western Bar. And, or Legends Western Saloon. No, Legends Western Bar. And needless to say, you can set your watch that at 2 a.m. when liquor sales end, there'll be like 60 fights outside.
Oh, yeah.
There's like 10 cop cars waiting out there just to break up fights. So I was always scrapping. There wasn't much to do in the small town. So yeah, I wasn't really worried. I never really had any issues. And then ran into some trouble with the law. And I decided that maybe I'll just get into MMA. It'll be better for me.
A better way to put that energy.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the story of my skull.
And
So,
you fought for how long? How long did you fight for?
like 4 years. My first fight, I turned 18 on September 11th, and I fought September 15th, just when I was able to sign the contract.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then I did it till I was like 22.
Yeah.
And then I was mentioning earlier that a friend of mine, his name's Tim Hague, fought in the UFC. And I believe he was the first MMA fighter to die in Canada. But he didn't die in an MMA fight. He had he had an MMA fight, and then he got knocked out. And then like a week later, or a very quick turnaround after, he took a boxing fight.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, it was 2 different athletic commissions, so they allowed it, or they didn't know.
They didn't know. They just cleared him.
Yeah. So they just cleared him. And then he suffered like some bad like brain damage in the fight, and then he ended up dying, I think on the way to the hospital. So yeah, they ultimately changed some of the rules and regulations with MMA, because previous to it, you had to just get your blood work done and a doctor physical.
Yeah.
And then the doctor physical, they didn't check my head. And I never told them anything.
Yeah.
They just like check you out to see if you're physically fit.
Yeah.
And then I got my blood work done. It was all good. And then after he passed away, they made it so you had to have a CT scan before an MMA fight.
Which is fucking great.
It is good, yeah.
Yeah.
But it kind of hooped me because I'm missing a portion of my skull. So I didn't even bother trying to get one. I was like, I'm not fucking passing. So at the time, I was wanting something to do. I was still doing jiu-jitsu. I competed in a bunch of jiu-jitsu competitions. And then I wanted a goal. And I went through a bad breakup. And I wanted a goal to focus on.
Yeah.
Just to keep me out of trouble. I didn't really want to go like down the path of just getting drunk and fucking partying and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, if I have a goal, it'll keep me focused, keep me out of trouble. So I always kind of look back, because that shitty breakup that I had with that girl, she was awesome. She was like cool, super cool chick. She was a little crazy. She ended up cheating on me, and I was like, oh, I was devastated. It broke my heart.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was like, well, if I have a goal, like I want to be responsible, and I just want to kind of focus on myself. So I had a friend that was a bikini competitor, and she's like, oh, there's a new division in the fitness industry, or the fitness competitions. It's called Men's Physique. This is like 2014, maybe the end of 2013, I think. I think I competed in 2014. And yeah, so I looked into that. I was like, this is cool. Gave me a goal. I didn't drink for a year, like trained twice a day, like focused on my nutrition, super healthy, did a ton of like personal development. And like that ultimately like kind of kickstarted an opening for me to have a better life.
Yeah.
In the sense that like one thing led to another, to another, to another.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of look back and I'm like, it's a good rule of life that usually the shittiest situations or events that happen to you.
Right.
If you take the opportunity to look at it in the right manner, in hindsight, when you look back on it, it'll be a good thing. So,
yeah, it leads to something else.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got into the fitness industry, kind of got addicted to that. Did well in my first competition. I got like third place or something. Did another competition, did well. Got an opportunity to go compete at Canadian Nationals. Went and did that. I think I did like okay. I got like 7th or something like that, or 9th or something. Yeah, and then I just kept competing. But at the same time, when I was doing that, I thought that Instagram was like a photo album.
Yeah.
Like it was an app that just held more storage for your photos. So I kept taking like selfies and stuff like that, and I was posting them to like just track it. And then I didn't understand that like I was growing a following. I didn't know what it like meant because like there's no other following apps that I had. So I didn't understand like I knew that you had friends on Facebook, but I didn't know like what a following was.
Yeah.
So before I realized it, I had like 30,000 followers or something like that on social media.
And you were just consistent. So they're like, oh, look at this guy.
Every day. I was just me at the gym every day, like doing cardio, working out, like posting shirtless selfies and stuff like that. And then I remember I started seeing another girl. This is like 2 years later. And I started seeing another girl. And she's like, oh, I do online training. And I was like, what's that? And she's like, well, I just like basically make nutrition and training programs. And then I was like, oh, you don't like see the people? And she's like, no, I just like send them out to them. And that's that. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
And so I kind of started getting into that. And she's like, yeah, like just start an Instagram account and like build up a following. And I was like, oh, I already have this thing. And she had like 10,000 followers and she told me how much money she was making. I was like, oh shit, like that's pretty good money. And I think I had like 40,000 followers at this point or something. She's like, how do you have 40,000 followers? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm like, just keep posting stuff. And like, what is that good? She's like, yeah, that's like 40,000 people that you can market to. And then I kind of started like realizing the business model behind like social media.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. And I was welding at the time. I welded for like 7 years. I was doing pipe welding up in northern Alberta, like going to like oil field camps and stuff.
Yep.
I'd stay there for 2 weeks to 35 days, and then you get some days off, and that's kind of what I was doing. But it ended up, I started doing that online as like a side hustle, and then I started making like as much money as I was making in the oil field, except for the oil field, fucking terrible. I was working like 14 hours a day in negative 45, 50 Celsius weather. For like, terrible. So it got to a point where I was like, fuck this. And then I got rid of my welding truck, my tools, like everything, just like quit. I did like my last rotation. I was like, this is my last one. Quit. And then packed up all my bags. I remember I drove home from Fort McMurray, Alberta, got back to Edmonton where my apartment was, grabbed all my stuff, put it in garbage bags. And I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm going to Ontario because that's where the girl was. I was kind of seeing her like long distance.
Yeah.
So it was like a 4,500 kilometer drive.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, I remember I drove just nonstop straight, like 37 hours straight. Got there, rolled in at like 4 a.m, and I didn't really plan it very well. When I left, I had $1,100 in my bank account, and then when I got there, I had $300 in my bank account because I spent like $800 on gas. So I remember I got there, and I was like, all right, well, fuck, I'm here now with her. I'm like, I got no fucking money, and I didn't really plan it very well. And I was like, fuck, I guess I better make something work with this, like
Instagram shit,
this online personal training thing.
Yeah.
And then luckily she kind of had like the business model like laid out for me. She's like, I'll show you how to like create the programs and blah, 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 stuff like that. So yeah, I did really well with that. And then, yeah, that's kind of how I got into my first online business.
Wow, dude. Yeah, what a journey, man. So that's kind of like an accidental. You kind of like fell into it. You didn't really go in with any intention for that, but it kind of got taken care of by itself.
Yeah, like that's kind of how my whole life works. I think it's how everybody's life works.
Yeah, you just got to see it. You got to see it for what it is. Yeah.
I think that there's a finite amount of opportunities that present themselves to you in your lifetime, and whether you take them or not is kind of dictates your success.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I've always just been like under the impression that I'm kind of like a fuck it, let's do it and we'll see what happens. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'll get a cool story out of it. And if it does, who knows where it'll lead you. And that's kind of led me to where I am now.
Man, I was I think about 23 years old. I was in this business seminar, and my my now mentor, one of the biggest business coaches that I have, he said everybody gets 5 major stories, defining stories in their life.
I like that.
And that's all you get. Now, the good thing about it is if you keep getting better stories, it replaces the other ones because now it's not so bad, right? Like you might not mention that the missing a part of your skull is a major story to you anymore after what you've gone through and what you've lived and what you've done.
Yeah.
But when you were 10 years old, it's like the most fucking traumatic thing. You're fuck, I gotta wear this helmet. This is bullshit. Fuck.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know, so you kind of like, you can overwrite it, but you get about 5 at any given time. Someone asks, like, how'd you get here? How'd you get to where you are? There's probably 5 events that were either super traumatic or a great opportunity or something happened that exploded you to the next level, or sometimes the reverse. You go all the way fucking down.
Yeah. I also think it's just like trusting your instincts, because every major decision I've ever made, it just kind of felt like a good thing to me.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know anything about it, but I'm like, fuck it. We'll see what happens. But it felt kind of right. Like I didn't feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was excited to go after the opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think that if people don't trust their instincts, they might suppress that and miss out on an opportunity.
Very true. I agree completely. Yeah. Now, speaking of all the great things, let's take a turn to the dark side. What was your darkest moment?
Darkest moment? I would say a confusing time. It wasn't dark. I was dating a woman, and we were together for like 3.5 years, and then nothing was bad. Like we had a relationship, and no, this isn't even fucking dark either. It's just life. I don't know. I remember getting in a bar fight. Yeah, okay, maybe that. Yeah, I got in a bar fight, and that was the criminal record I was telling you about when I was like 22. Yeah, because I thought it fucking destroyed my whole life. But it actually ended up turning out to be like, years later, I could see that it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was in Bonnyville, Alberta, which is a town just outside of my small town. It's like 35 minutes away, 45 kilometers away. And I was there. I was dating a girl named Desiree. She was super tiny. She was like 5 feet tall, like 100 pounds. And she had never met any of my friends or anything like that. And they had come to visit. And it was just kind of the first time, I'd been with her for like 1.5 years. And it was the first time that they're all going to meet her. And we were at this bar. And I had been there like causing some trouble and stuff like that on weekends previously for like years. Because it's like the rival town beside ours. So I was always there causing trouble. But I went in there. And I was being good this time. And I had my girlfriend Des beside me, and my buddy Lance was beside her. And I was standing there holding 2 drinks, and 2 guys started fighting in front of us. They had nothing to do with me. There was just 2 random guys rolling around on the ground fighting. So I was standing there holding my drinks, and I was just watching them. And they were probably like 6-7 feet ahead of me. And out of nowhere, I just went like flying. And I fucking fell into Des, knocked her over, threw my drinks everywhere. And then she fell into Lance, my buddy. But when she fell, she put her arm behind her, like to catch herself or brace herself, and she ended up breaking her arm.
Fuck.
And or fucking her arm up real bad. And she, like, I got up and I was like, oh my God, like, are you okay? Like, I picked her up and I was checking her out, and she was like, trying not to cry. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I like turned around, and there was a bouncer in front of me. And I was like, hey, I'm like, who pushed me? And he's like, I did. And I'm like, oh, you pushed me? He's like, yeah. I'm like, why the fuck did you push me? And he's like, you're out of there. And he was trying to kick me out. The story is he thought I was going to jump into the fight. So like he shoved me, I went flying. So as he was trying to grab me, I was trying to get my girlfriend, who was like crying at this point. And as he was like pulling me back, I like just turned around. I just like hit him like 5 times, and he just fell. He got knocked out. That was it. Turned back around, grabbed Des, walked around and left the bar. That was it. And then that was on a Saturday night. And then on Monday morning, I remember I got a knock on my door from the RCMP.
Fuck.
And they're like, are you calling me? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, you're under arrest. Handcuffed me, drove me from Cold Lake back to Bonnyville to process me in Bonnyville. And I'm like, fuck, this is just a fucking bar fight. And yeah, so they processed me. Anyways, whole thing went through court, like took like 2 years to go through. They got me with like an assault causing bodily harm and grievance charge. Yeah, and that's what they were charging me for. And the whole process took like a couple of years to go through. It was a huge fucking pain in the ass. And then when I finally got sentenced, I remember I was driving from Cold Lake to Bonnyville to go to the courthouse where I was doing my sentencing or whatever. I was going to figure out what happened. And I had hired like this rock star lawyer. Her name was Kathleen Williams. Yeah. And I had a couple other buddies that had a lot more severe like assault charges where they fucked up a dude like real bad. And she had gotten them off like scot-free. So I got in contact with her because I went to school with her niece.
Yeah.
And her niece was like, I had been telling the story to people, and she's like, you need to talk to my aunt. Like, she's like a hotshot lawyer. I was like, fuck yeah, sweet. She gave me a great deal and everything. So I hired her. And what had happened was when I hit the guy, like I broke his jaw and his orbital bone, like his eye socket. And then when he fell, he cut himself on some glass or like a chair or something like that. So, but that was it. Like I didn't hit him anymore when he was on the ground. I just hit him like 3 or 4 times, hit the ground. And when he went down, I just left. So I was like, oh, by the way, the guy was like 400 pounds. Like he wasn't jacked or anything. He was like morbidly obese and like a huge dude. So in my head, I was like, oh, my defense will be that like it was self-defense.
Yeah.
And like, I'll just be like, this guy's fucking massive. Like I was like 175 pounds at the time or 170 or something.
Yeah.
So anyways, I thought that was going to be like my winning fucking case.
Yeah.
Anyways, we get to the courthouse and my brother's driving me. And as I'm going to the courthouse, I think I pulled out my old flip phone. I called Kathleen to be like, hey, how does this work? Like I meet you at the courthouse, we go in and then do our thing. So I phone her and she's like, oh, hey, Colin. Like she goes, I got some bad news. And I go, what's that? She goes, I have been appointed a judge, so I can no longer like service you. I can't be your lawyer. And I was like, oh, fuck. I'm like on my way to the courthouse. I'm like, what does that mean? She goes, oh, don't worry about it. Like there's a lawyer there. His name's Vic Findelater was his name.
Okay.
I don't know if I should put his name out there, but anyways, I don't fucking care. So anyways, she's like, Vic Findelater I'll never forget his name. And she goes, he's going to be your lawyer. I'm like, all right, cool. Driving to the courthouse. I get there with my brother. And as soon as we walk in, I see a friend of mine who I knew he was going to law school. And I'm like, oh, Nigel. I'm like, what are you doing here, man? He's like, oh, and it was during the summer. And he goes, oh, I'm doing like a summer apprenticeship or something like that. He had to like shadow a lawyer while he was in law school or something along those lines. So we're standing in a circle, or not a circle, like a triangle, I guess. And we're talking. And he goes, what are you doing here? I'm like, well, I got myself in a little bit of trouble. And I'm telling him, and he's like fucking laughing because he's like known me since I was a kid and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, okay. And as I'm talking to him, I look over and I'm like, I just start laughing. And I grab my brother. I go, look at this fucking guy. And it's this guy in a suit. It's like all wrinkly, this suit. He's got, his pants are too short. You can see his ankles and he's got no socks on. And I'm like laughing. And my brother goes, is he a lawyer? I go, I don't fucking know. I'm like, if he's somebody's lawyer, they're definitely going to jail though. And like, as I'm laughing, I fucking go to talk to Nigel. And I'm like, so like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm working with Vic Findelater. I go, oh shit, that's my lawyer. And he goes, that's Vic Findelater. And I'm like, that fucking guy is Vic Findelater? He's like, yeah. I'm like, that's my lawyer. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, fuck no. I was like, can I get rid of him? And like, my buddy's like, yeah, like you can like request different counsel. And I was like, I'm not fucking using this guy. Like he can't even dress himself. And like, he's not even wearing socks and his fucking suit's wrinkly. So my brother's dying laughing. He's like, oh, you're definitely going to jail.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck. So I got rid of him and I ended up getting another girl. I did the court thing, but it got pushed back again or something like that. I don't really remember. And then I got another girl. And anyways, I get into the court. I'm like, all right, here we go. Like she seems like she's squared away. She's good to go. Get into the courtroom. And then the guy's name is Brian Hessen. And the guy that I punched out, the security guard. And they go, Mr. Hessen, can you come up to the stand? And he fucking comes up to the stand. He lost like 200 pounds in like 2 years. And as soon as he goes up to the stand, everyone's like, because they had the video footage and he's fucking massive in it. He won over the whole fucking courtroom. Everybody's like, oh my God, you did like a 180 with your life. And like, I could feel the whole energy of like the courtroom just like, I'm like, oh, this isn't fucking good. Not that they were going to be on my side because like I was smaller and he was like a massive dude. Oh, he came in, he's like, yeah, I changed my life. And he's telling his fucking story. I'm like, oh, this isn't fucking good. So then they have the court, the film video or whatever. And the judge is like, is this you? And it's like, they have like 19 cameras in there.
Yeah.
You can see me give my ID and everything. Anyways, it didn't fucking go well for me. So they threw like the book at me. They gave me, I got a 2-year criminal record. Or no, sorry, I got a 5-year criminal record. 2 years conditions. I wasn't allowed in any liquor establishment in Canada.
What the fuck?
Yeah, 1 year I had conditions. I had to check in every Friday with the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. I had to pay him $10,000 in reputable damages. And I had to do community service for like 6 months. And
That's the darkest moment, my man.
no, that wasn't the
That
darkest
sounds
moment.
fucking shit.
That wasn't the darkest moment. After that, I was like, oh, I'm fucked. Like, I
Yeah.
can't leave, like, I can't enter America. I can't, like, do anything. I can't travel, like, anything. So, yeah, I just fucking worked for like a year and a half. And, like, I just worked nonstop in
Yeah.
cold, desolate, remote Canada, fucking living in camps with like 6,000 degenerate oil field workers.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like super fucking sad and depressed. But looking back, I kind of found a loophole because I couldn't go out and party. So I would work 21 days straight and I would get 7 days off. And what my loophole was is that I wasn't allowed to enter into America or like Australia and like Europe or like some countries in Europe with my 5-year criminal record. But I could go into like Mexico, I could go into Jamaica, I could go into
Fuck
other
yeah.
places. So I found this website. It was called redtag.ca. And it was like they sold like last minute vacation, like all inclusive trips. So I would, the day before I left on my shift or on my days off, I would go on this website and I would find like a 5-star resort for like $1,000.
Yeah.
And I would just go straight to the airport and I would fly to fucking Mexico, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Cuba. And I did that every fucking like days off.
That's
and I
amazing.
could phone to check in.
Yeah.
So I would phone from these resorts. I'd be like, hey, it's Colin, man. I'm checking in. The cops are like, where the fuck are you? Because the number would be like
yeah.
area or country code 57224, like some weird
Yeah.
long number. And I'm like, oh, I'm in Mexico. And then I think they started like figuring out what I was doing. They're like, are you going on vacations to like party? I'm like, yeah. I was like, I'm not allowed in any liquor establishments in Canada. But it taught me that I love traveling.
Right.
And like I got to kind of live that lifestyle. I got to travel around and like experience a bunch of different cultures. And it was really good. And then when I came back, I was like, fuck, I do not want to live in fucking Canada and be an oil field worker. So that was kind of because like I remember for like a year, I was super fucking depressed.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is my life. This fucking sucks. I'm not doing this for 5 years. And that was kind of my workaround. Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason.
I can't believe that your girlfriend didn't get fucking any, sort of like she's the one that hurt herself.
Oh, sorry. The way he
Yeah.
won his case,
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that, is the judge, because he was a bouncer and there was a fight happening, the judge said he was like allowed to use reasonable cause or reasonable force.
Oh, fuck.
And he was just like, oh, yeah. Oh, also that bouncer didn't like me because I'd been calling him like names and shit like that, like in previous weekends and stuff. So I think he saw an opportunity to shove me and I went flying and then he just got knocked out. And then I think that he pressed charges because he got knocked out.
Yeah.
Well, plus he like fucked up his jaw and his eyes or something. But yeah, he won the court case. They fucking threw the book at me. I remember I have a pretty successful like uncle as an attorney, but he's in Ontario. And I remember I went back there one like afterwards, like a couple years afterwards. And he goes, Colin, how did that court case turn out for you? I go, oh, it didn't fucking turn out very well.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, like what did they give you? And I told him, and he's like, he just started laughing. He goes, they literally gave you everything that they could. Like you could have defended yourself and you probably would have got the same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like that wasn't good. He's like, no, that was terrible. He's like, your lawyer wasn't very good. I was like, fuck, you should have seen the other guy. Yeah, like the guy that I had before him.
Well, we don't know. We don't know.
be fair-
Maybe Vic Fendelator
Yeah,
would have
I heard
fucking
he
got
was
you
like-
off.
I heard he was pretty good, actually. I think I might have made the wrong choice, and maybe I shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
That's right. That's the lesson learned there.
Yeah, because I asked around about him, and other people were like, no, he's like a pretty good attorney. I was like, well, fucking, he didn't show up that day for me. And but maybe I made the wrong decision. But anyways, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And that led me down the path, and it took me a few years to realize like I wouldn't be where I am today had that not have happened.
Yeah.
So
Dude, I love it. And this just goes to show, sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And knowing somebody might have guided us down the better path. So who's somebody in your life that's been an influence or a coach or a mentor that's impacted your life the most?
Oh, I've had a few. Like I'm super big into like investing in personal growth. I'm always looking for coaches, like just friends that can mentor me, being around the right circles. When I was in the oil field, I always give him a shout out. He was, I apprenticed under him. His name's Coleman Washbrook. And I say that he changed the trajectory of my life too, for sure. Because when I was in the oil field, like everyone in the oil field is just like the same mindset. Like I'm going to work X amount of hours, make X amount of dollars. Then I'm going to buy the house, the big cars, the boat, the quads, the sleds, blah, blah. They go into debt. And then it's just a cycle where they stay into that. And I probably would have fell down that path. But I got stuck with this guy from Saskatchewan. He was like a small town, like goofy, tall, funny guy, like super charming, like loved hanging out with him, like awesome guy. And he was an ace welder, like unreal welder. And they put me with him. So I was stuck with him for 12 hours a day. And I worked with him for like 2 years. And he was super big into Tony Robbins.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember like Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, fucking any personal development. Like we would, when everybody else was in their crew trucks, like listening to music or watching videos on their phones, he was just listening to audiobooks like nonstop. This is before podcasts. And I was always like, oh my God, fucking like turn this off. Like I didn't want to listen to it. But it started like creeping into my subconscious. And then like, I was like, fuck, I'm like, this kind of makes sense. And the more you listen to like personal development stuff, like 12 hours a day, like for fucking 2 years, like I was like, fuck, it kind of reframed my mind.
Yeah.
And then that led me to take the opportunity and be like, you know what, fuck it. Like I'm going to invest in myself. And yeah, so I always attribute the start of that or the peak of my interest to personal development to him. So I always like to give him a shout out. Yeah, super successful. He owns a bunch of Airbnbs and stuff. And
Amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, man. It always takes just that one person, you know. Like I felt the same. I kept going. Like my first business was like and I call it a 99% success. And the reason it was a 99% success is because I did absolutely everything right. Everything worked. It was all great. But the problem was it was a construction company and we used to do big commercial contracts. And I needed to partner with somebody that had an engineer stamp because that should cost $500,000. Young, I don't have that money.
Yeah.
I got to partner with somebody. And the guy said, yeah, you know, don't worry, I'll handle the business, you work. So I worked outside, then I worked in the shop, then we grew the manufacturing shop to like 6,000 square feet. Had like a total of like 32 employees. We're doing big deals. Toronto, Yorkdale Mall, we did that.
Nice.
That was our job. We did a huge facility, like 200,000 square foot warehouse in Mississauga, a whole bunch of stuff, like Sault Ste. Marie City Hall, Ottawa RCMP building, like notable like things. And I'm like, wow, this is fucking cool. I have a business. I'm doing it. I'm killing it. And when it came time to finally, go into the office and start learning like the AutoCAD, the sales, how do we get, jobs? How do we talk to GCs? I started getting into that. And like, I always gravitated more towards sales and getting new jobs. And when it finally came time to, because these jobs take 3-4 years, they were closing in. So we're collecting some money, buying some new machines, getting into huge debt with like German and Italy, like machinery, they give you like a capital lease, then, you pay like 200, 300, 500K. Then you pay it back whenever you can as you go on with your business. So when it came time to like look into the bank accounts and like, okay, how do the bank accounts work? Like, what is a corporation? Like, how the fuck does this all work? How do you invoice? How do you whatever? The partner actually had a fucking huge debt, which we didn't know at the time, to the Niagara Mafia.
Oh, good.
So for the whole 4 years, all the money, and I just collect like a small salary, everything else was put back in the business.
Oh, you thought I was going into like business account. He was siphoning it off to them.
He was siphoning off to them, yeah. And he had like an impossible loan. I mean, when those guys give you it's like, you got to hit the lottery to pay them back. Otherwise, you're just always indebted. So it came to a point where it was like, okay, what the fuck? Like, it's 99% perfect, but the 1%.
Yeah, the 1% fucking destroyed the whole business.
The whole business.
Yeah.
So I did the best thing we could. We said, all right, cool. Here's what you're going to do. I'm going to give you the business. You're going to buy it from me for $0. And you're going to take over all of the debt, all the loan, all the responsibility for everything else. Because I saw, I'm like, well, there's no way we can ever
we're not gonna
pay these guys back.
Dig out of this hole.
And unless like they kill you, in which case I don't have a fucking stamp anymore. Like I'm just fucked either way.
Yeah.
So the best I could do is walk away scot-free. That was my university. I could just walk away scot-free. He's like, no, I'm not doing it. Nah. That's bullshit. You're not going to leave me in this alone. Then I'm like, bro, I didn't get you into this.
I didn't get you into this.
What are you talking about? We're in this together. We're not in anything together, my man.
I'm not part of this.
I don't know. And he was like, no, this is bullshit, And I said, look, if you don't do this, Niagara is 45 minutes away. I'm here right now. You sign, or one of us is going to fucking jail, and one of us is going in the fucking ground. And he was like, no. I'm like, I'm fucking serious. And like, I got a little bit like confrontational with him. And he was like, fine, fuck you. You're leaving me in this shit by myself, blah, blah. He signed him, bro. The business is yours. good luck. I'm out.
Good luck with everything.
Like, and I don't know what ended up happening. I know he died 2 years later.
Tragic car accident.
Yeah, something. But yeah, I mean, it was a shame because the dude was a brilliant man, like amazing memory. Like he can think of a detail on the west side of the building on the 17th floor and know exactly what needs to happen there. Like brilliant. And he just mismanaged relationships and money
And his whole life.
people in his whole life.
Yeah.
And then he fell in a pool. He got a stroke. He was at the bottom of the pool for like a minute before they dug him up. That fucked up his thing. Then he was on personality. So like it just just snowballed down. And it's crazy how that happens sometimes. But I feel like alcohol had a big part of it.
Yeah.
Because I look at somebody like when you see their nose is red.
That's all red. Yeah.
And the capillaries are just popping out. You're like, bro, I know what you're up to.
Yeah. You've been boozing for a while, haven't you?
that's a lot of booze. So it was unfortunate because that was like one of my mentors in a way because he taught me a lot of stuff, but then he also taught me a lot of what not to do.
Wow, it's still a learning lesson.
It's still a learning lesson too.
Yeah.
So I would say that was definitely part of one of my biggest mistakes, which then turned out to be a lesson. But what would you say in your life? What was your biggest mistake
for business? Oh, fucking. I had a business partner, and this is in like 2018, I think. Yeah. And it was right after I had left. So I had my marketing agency. So after I had my fitness, online fitness business, grew and scaled that to like, I wouldn't say, yeah, probably almost close to like, maybe not. I probably did like 4 or 5 million in like 7 years. I grew and scaled it really well. And then I kind of took those same principles that I was utilizing for the online fitness, like funnels, sales strategies, scaling systems, things like that. And then I met a friend that I was telling you about that was had a connection into a car dealership.
Yeah.
And I remember he was like, why don't you do what you're doing to get like generate leads and stuff, but do it for like the car dealership and we'll bring in online sales and you'll get a commission of any cars that are sold. And I was like, oh, fuck. I'm like, yeah, that kind of stuff. I was like, it's kind of no sweat off my back. Like I had the time to do it. And I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Like, I don't know if it doesn't work. So did quite well with it. Got in with one of the car dealerships, BMW. Then I got in with Mercedes and Audi. And I was doing that. And I was like doing well with it. But I was kind of like nurturing a relationship with him too. And he was like, looking back, it all made sense. He was just like super focused. He's like, hey man, like I want to get out of the car dealership space. I want to be like an entrepreneur. I want to like start something and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, dude, like, yeah, we could do something. And then he's like, we should do like business coaching. And I was like, yeah. And this is like 2017, 18. I think it was like 2018. I'm like, yeah, man, like it's kind of like a solid market. So we put together a course. We spent like months putting this together. Put it together. I get into business with him. We set up all the bank accounts. We go to like he got a lawyer. The lawyer comes in. We sign like the LLC agreements, everything like that. We get it set up, and I start marketing on social media because I had a large social media following, and we brought in like a lot of clients, and we were doing really well. I don't know, probably close to like $200,000.
Yeah,
in like a couple months.
Yeah,
and everything was going well, and then like one day, I go to get into the bank account and like I can't get into the business bank account. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, maybe I don't know the password. So try to get in there again. I was like, oh fuck, it's not working. So I text him like, hey dude, like I can't get into the business account. He's like, oh, like what are you doing right now? I'm like, oh, I'm at the gym, and he went to my gym. So he goes, oh, he's like, I'll be there in like a few minutes. He's like, I want to talk to you. I was like, oh, all right, cool, dude. Fucking, he's like, meet me at the Starbucks that's like right across the street from the gym. I'm like, all right, yeah, cool, man. Sitting in the Starbucks. I'm like, what do you want to drink? I get him a coffee. He comes in, and like basically he's like, hey, listen, man, I'm cutting you out of the business. And
what?
Yeah, and I was like, I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Like I was like, what? Like I was more shocked because we were making so much money.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, without me, like you don't know how to fucking market. You don't know how to brand. Like I run the sales. I'm the one bringing in all the money.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, like, yeah. And he just basically was like fucking cutting you out. And like, he started like, oh, it was the weirdest fucking thing. And I was like, dude, I'm going to beat the fucking shit out of you like right now. And he's like, no, dude. And he started like crying in the Starbucks.
What
and he's
the
like, dude, I love you, brother. And I didn't know what the fuck was happening. And like, it looked like we were a gay couple breaking up in a Starbucks. So I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, I don't know what's happening right now. He's also like a big jacked bodybuilder, so super fucking weird. And I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? He's like, yeah, like, I'm getting out of here. Dude, he fucking left his wife. He just dipped out and went to Brazil and like traveled around to Australia, like left his whole life.
What
and
the fuck?
fucking, I don't know what he's doing now. Like every once in a while he'll pop up, but I remember fucking like, it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't really care about the money. I was just more like, dude, we could have made so much more. You could have fucked me like a year down the road, like when we had millions of dollars.
At least.
Yeah, I was just like more shocked at how poorly he was doing it. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I was like, fuck, whatever, dude. Like, it was only a couple months worth of work, and I don't know. So yeah, that was it. Checked all the paperwork. He hired the lawyer, and then the lawyer fucking set it up. So he had all the shares in the LLC. When we went to the bank, he set up the bank account. I just signed as like a co-signer. So when he changed the password, they didn't need my permission to change the password. He just locked me out of the account.
Wow.
Yeah, so kind of left a bad taste in my mouth with that business. So, which right around that time, opportunity came knocking, and I met a girl who she was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I just got fucked on this business that I had. I'm kind of not doing anything right now." I was like, I went back. I was doing the personal training thing. I was just making money on doing that. Like I knew how to do it.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Hey, I'm kind of working on something. I think you'd be like a great addition to like what I want to build." I'm like, "Oh, like what is it?" And she's like, "I'm essentially," she's like, "I'm acquiring mass torts. A mass tort is like a class action lawsuit, but as opposed to like say 1,000 people coming together to sue like Pfizer or something, that's a class action. It'd be the same 1,000 people, but they're individually suing Pfizer. So it fucking costs them a hell of a lot more money." And she's like, "I'm acquiring mass torts and I'm selling them to law firms and attorneys, and I'm running their branding and their social media."
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh fuck!" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not a fucking, I'm a fucking criminal." Like, I'm like, well, "What do you want me to do?" And she's like, no, you don't have to be a lawyer. You can do this in America." She's like, "In Canada, you can't do it. You have to be an attorney, and you have to be like a bar licensed attorney to acquire these cases and sell them. In America, it's like the wild, wild west.
Yeah,
Anybody
of
can
course,
acquire these cases. You can sell them to law firms and attorneys and just run them through like a law firm." So she's telling me this, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And she's like, "Well, what are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know, fuck, I don't know what I'm doing." And she's like, "Well, why don't you come down to Florida? Like, we'll do like a crash course on like this whole business model." And so she was seeing an attorney who kind of pitched it to her, and she was super like, she was dialed in, like had her shit together. And anyways, we partnered up, and yeah, we grew and scaled that company. Did well over 7 figures with that company. I did that for a couple of years. I basically just went around and I networked at legal conferences. And
Wow.
yeah, I remember the first one I went to. I used to be when I was in the fitness industry, I had sponsorships, and I still had them because it was easy money. I was just posting photos, making a few extra grand a month. And I was in, I went to St. Louis, Missouri with First Form, and Andy Frizella. Are you familiar with Andy Frizella? Massive podcast, super successful business guy, owns First Form supplements and like fucking bunch of other companies. So he was having a big like event, like a influencer event type thing. So I was there, and I was just like fucking partying and shooting content and stuff like that, having a good time. And she phones me, my business partner, and she's like, "Hey, can you get to New Orleans? I can't make this event, and like I want you to attend this legal event." And I was like, "I don't fucking know like I don't know how to talk to lawyers." Like, I'm like, "I'll go if you just want like somebody there." She's like, "Yeah, it's super easy. Just go there, just make friends and make connections, and then we'll close them on the back end type thing."
Yeah.
I'm like, well, "Fuck, all right." And I remember like it was kind of weird because I didn't really know anything. Like I wasn't used to this treatment. She's like, "You got a first class ticket. You're staying like presidential suite at the Ritz-Carlton in New Orleans." And I'm like, "Fuck." I'm like, "No, we're not fucking paying for that." I'm like, "I'm like a hillbilly from like fucking Northern Canada." I'm like, I don't need first class ticket. I'm like, "I don't need the fucking presidential suite." She's like, no, just do it. And I'm like, "No." I'm arguing with her. She's like, "I already paid for it. You just fucking get on the plane. You're like, everything's all set up." I'm like, "All right, whatever, get on the plane, fucking fly there." And I get there, and I'm like, "Why are we paying for all this?" Like, it was tens of thousands of dollars for it. She's like, "If you're going to be around these lawyers, you have to like fit in with them type thing."
He's smart.
Yeah. So I'm like, "All right, whatever." So fucking I remember I get there, I go to this legal I go to this legal conference. I'm wearing dirty Wranglers and a cowboy hat and like a fucking white t-shirt. And I walk into this legal conference. Everybody just like stops and turns at me at the door. They're all in like thousands and like $4,000 suits and stuff. And I had a placard, like a lanyard, like saying I was allowed to be there type thing. So I'm fucking walking around and I'm like, oh, this is like a legal conference, huh? And everybody keeps coming up to me. They're like, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I work with Left Side International. Like we do like case management and like we're doing mass torts and blah, blah. We do social media marketing, blah, blah. And they're like, oh. And they're like, you're a lawyer? I'm like, no, I'm not a fucking lawyer. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, you don't look like a lawyer. I'm like, it's because I'm not. Like, but looking back in hindsight, I think it worked out for me.
It worked out better, yeah.
Yeah, because like
out.
I didn't look like everybody else there. And like everybody's attention was on me. They're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, Colin Maine, like, pleasure to meet you. I was just going around talking to everybody. And her boyfriend was there, and he's like, he knows everybody in that industry. So he was just like, Colin, this is so-and-so, Colin, this is so-and-so, and just introduced me to a bunch of people. And I was like, oh, fuck, cool. And like legal conferences are like 95% strip clubs and like 5% conference.
Yeah.
So like, they're like, hey, we're going out for like, you go out for dinners, you spend the day at the legal conference, nobody really pays attention. They kind of just walk around the booths and stuff like that. All the business is done at the dinners and like bars or clubs or the strip clubs. And they're always in like New Orleans, Miami, LA, like all the big cities.
Yeah.
So you're at like 11 and fucking all the big clubs. And like Vegas or like Hakkasan and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're just like, yeah, just come out. So I just went out, got drunk with them, bullshit with them. I was like, what do you guys like? Do you guys need mass torts? They're like, yeah, we're looking into them. I'm like, all right, just pitching my offer. And because I got drunk with them, I was kind of creating rapport and like just partying with them.
Yeah.
Like they were cool. And then like started making sales and like started closing and bringing in business. And then we get them on like social media. We'd run their social media and their branding and like marketing campaigns and stuff for them. So grew and scaled that. And like, yeah, it's kind of like I always look back. I'm like, it was just an opportunity, a random opportunity. I was like, yeah, fuck it. Like, I don't know anything about this space, but see what happens. Did really well with it. Did it for like 3.5 years and then kind of sold out, got out of that. And then I got into the e-commerce space. I don't want to go on too many tangents.
Yeah, but
like,
the e-com, I wanted to ask about that too, because that's what you're doing right now still.
yeah,
right?
currently, yeah.
Yeah.
So through that space,
And what year was that?
I left in like 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, no, so I would have done it from like 2017 to 2020.
Yeah.
Because it was like 2.5, 3 years I did it. Yeah, so when I left, we had hired on this like young girl. She was like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, like ended up becoming like my little sister. I love her. Her name's Amy. I absolutely love her. She's like family to me. And we hired her, and then she like was dialed in. She just wanted to learn and progress and keep growing and growing. She ended up working her way up, and like now she's like the #1 sales rep in the mass tort space. Like 8 years later, killer. And so I met her, became friends with her, and she was always she was seeing this guy named Scott, and I was always like in Florida, like with her and my business partner, and like we were doing events. And he would always like FaceTime her. He was a chemical engineer in the oil field. So he'd be like up at camp and stuff. And he'd be like talking to her. I'm like, hey man, like how's it going? I'd just be like fucking being dumb in the background and stuff. So anyways, fast forward a couple years later, I get out of the legal space and I'm in Mexico. I was living there. And Amy messages me. She goes, hey Colin, like, are you in Playa? I'm like, yeah, I'm in Playa. I'm like, why? She's like, oh, I'm in Playa. I was like, no shit. I'm like, fucking, well, let's link up. I'm like, well, what are you doing right now? She's like, oh, I'm just at a cafe, like working. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, what cafe? And like the cafe she said was literally like 60 feet ahead of me. So like, I like, I was texting her. I like look up, I could like see the back of her head. I'm like, oh, fuck, she's right there.
Yeah.
So I went up and like scared her from behind. Anyways, I'm like, hey, where's your boyfriend Scott? She's like, oh, he's out kite surfing right now, but like we'll link. He'll be back in a couple hours. We'll go out. I'm like, cool. So we go out, drinking at a bar, and I'm like, dude, what do you do? He's like, I'm getting into the e-commerce space. And I was like, oh, fuck. I'm like, dude, I've been trying to figure out e-commerce for the last like, couple of years. Like, there's so much information out there. It's just like overwhelming, and I just get confused, and fucking, I'm not seeing any success. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I did the same thing for like a couple of years, but I've like kind of dialed in like a process and like a system now. I was like, oh, cool. I'm like, if I like pay you money, will you fucking show me how to do it? He's like, yeah, sure. So paid him some money. Showed me how to grow and scale like stores. Saw some success with it. We became super close. Like Scott's like a brother to me. He's like family now. I've been in business with him for like 5 years now.
Yeah.
Since then, but yeah, I did really well. Grew and scale. We did like 8 figures in e-commerce. Yeah, and then we built out basically like a coaching offer because we're running our stores at a higher volume that I don't want to invest any more money. So I was like, well, what if we just, and I would constantly have people be like, hey, can you show me how to do e-commerce? So I'm like, why don't we just fucking make this blueprint and like roll out like a coaching program? So we did that. We rolled that out last, in January, we rolled that out. Yeah. So now I just run my stores. I got multiple stores. And then, yeah, we do like a 3PL, third party logistics center. And then we got our coaching program too for the e-commerce. So if like anyone wants to, essentially our offer is as long as you just lean on us and allow us to coach you and guide you, we'll get you to $10,000 in sales within 120 days. And then kind of when you're doing that volume, you know the process, and then you just grow and scale from there yourself. So it's like an easy way for people to get their foot in the door into the e-commerce. I wish I had that. Like when I was trying to get into it, like I could just pay somebody like X amount of money and be like, hey, show me how to do this.
Yeah.
And like there's a guarantee, like we have a guarantee. As long as you show up, we'll work with you until you get to 10K, and then you're on your own type thing. Or you can continue to use our coaching if you want. Yeah, so that's kind of what our offer is now.
And now we're in 2025. So would you say, because I know a lot of people killed it like early days. What would you say is happening now in the e-commerce space? Is it saturated? Is it competitive? Is it like
It's
what's
not
happening?
fucking saturated. I always laugh when people are like, "Oh, it's saturated now." Amazon does $1.5 billion a day. It's not saturated. It's only growing. So like to say that's like ridiculous. There might be different so the way e-commerce kind of works is like I always say there's multiple ways to skin a cat.
Right.
Like you could do like white labeling. You could do like, well, drop shipping is not really even allowed anymore on Amazon, but in e-commerce, you could do drop shipping, you could do white labeling, you could do Amazon FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon. You could do Amazon FBM, which is fulfilled by merchant. Like there's multiple ways to the finish line with e-commerce. So, and that's also why when you're trying to figure it out, oftentimes people will take information from one pathway and then try to apply it to another, and it doesn't work. And then like it gets confusing because you're listening to different contradicting strategies.
Right.
So as long as you stick on like one path and you know how to follow that path, you'll see success. Especially if you have softwares like Keepa, Seller Amp, Jungle Scout, stuff like that are all data analytics. They'll tell you what an item is selling for, like what the wholesale cost of it is, like everything. It does all the work for you essentially. Well, I shouldn't say that. You still have to do product research and utilize those softwares, which is like something that we teach in our program. But yeah, like, no, it's not oversaturated. But yeah, it just keeps growing every year. Amazon's growing every year.
Yeah.
And e-commerce is just growing in general. E-commerce is any electronic goods like sold. It could be like eBay, Walmart, Target, like anything.
Yeah.
TikTok shop, yeah.
So how I wanted to ask you this because you've done this a number of times. So how important is it to actually have a coaching program alongside whatever business you're doing?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to say coaching mentor.
Coaching mentor, absolutely. We
Oh,
both agree on that. Yeah.
I always laugh at people that are like, oh, you hired a mentor? I'm like, dude, fuck. Anybody that makes fun of hiring a coach or a mentor has never hired a coach or a mentor.
Yeah.
Because if you do your due diligence to do some research, and when you get one, it is a fucking game changer. I will always pay for it. Like I've paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for the Tony Robbins Platinum membership to be a part of that. Learned a ton from that. Like networking events, like conferences,
huge.
like anyone that makes fun of, like they're like, oh, it's a scam. Like I'm sure there are some scams out there, but if you do your due diligence and like you do some background research on an individual, like you just sound retarded by like saying that, because you're hiring a coach or a mentor, you're just paying somebody to expedite your success and to give you like guidance and help. And also another added benefit of any time you hire like a coach or you get involved in a program, like is the networking.
The network is huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Like I would say like in say the Tony Robbins Platinum membership, I learned a lot of valuable information, but a lot of the value that I made, like a lot of money I made, was from networking with all the individuals that were in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So to answer that question, yeah, I think it's super important. And I always like laugh when people are like, oh, you're going to hire a business coach or a mentor? I'm like, yeah. Like, of course. You've obviously never hired one because you wouldn't make fun of it. If like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But having a coaching offer, I like them because I'm just sharing my information. It just adds another revenue stream. Like I'm already running my stores and like they're doing great. It's just an additional revenue stream. I don't mind teaching other people how to generate income and online. And also like I get to talk to them. I'm on weekly coaching calls with everybody. I get to see their success, how happy they are about making their sales. They hit like $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. Like it's just, you get to like connect with people. And that's kind of where I get enjoyment. And like right now we're rolling out a business offer, and we're going to be doing like a remote revenue scaling program. So any business that wants to generate income and utilize sales funnels, scaling systems, marketing strategies, building a brand, creating your offer, anything like that, we're rolling that out here in the next like week or two. We brought in 3 clients currently, and yeah, we had a fitness trainer. We got him. He was doing $1,700 was his best month. And then within the first week, we got him to $4,000. So yeah, so we did like $4,000 in his first week. He's fucking killing it now. His name's Mac. Shout out to him. Oh, Canadian boys from Ottawa. And then we got another Canadian guy. We got a young kid named Connor. He had a landscaping business. He was doing like 1K. Within his first month, we got him 10K. And we have a woman named Courtney, she's awesome. She's from Arizona. She's a PA, like a physician's assistant. She does like hormone therapy and nutrition and like blood work and stuff like that. And she's killing it. So yeah, we kind of brought on like 3 people as like a beta testers because I wanted to have like really good success for them to launch them for testimonials as like proof of concept. So yeah, we're going to be rolling that out too. So we're going to have the 2 offers. Well, me and Scott, my business partner.
No, that's awesome. So what would you say? So basically, let's say if we package it together, right? They got to pay you some money to teach them how to do it. And then they got to invest some of their own money in to get it going. What's about something that they need to get started?
For e-commerce?
Yeah.
Like a healthy budget for product would be, I always say $500 to $1,000.
That's it?
Yeah. Because $500 to $1,000, that'll get like your LLC, your paperwork, and your applications and stuff like that. It'll pay for like the software subscriptions, which are like $19.99 a month.
Yeah.
So that's like 40 because we usually show people to utilize 2 of those softwares.
Yeah.
So it's like $40, and then like $500 worth of like product is a great starting point.
Wow.
Because what you're wanting to do is find like 1 to 3 like good products that are selling.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a walk before you run type thing. So you're basically just building the foundation and nurturing your store that you're going to create on Amazon to get more reviews, more sales, and it just looks better for the algorithm on Amazon because then you can start scaling at a faster pace. But just learning to get like 1 or 2 products that are selling well, $500 is a good budget. And then once you start selling those, you just reinvest your money back into Amazon. Pays you out bi-weekly. Take some of the profits, invest in, and then you start scaling from there, and you're learning the processes to do proper product research. And then from there, it's just a rinse and repeat type thing and just keep scaling. And then we have our e-commerce course broken up into 3 phases. Like phase 1's like kind of the unsexy part. It's like applying to Amazon, like listing products, like setting up your LLC, getting a bank account and stuff like that, which like we have videos, we walk you through every step of the process. And phase 2 is when like you get into like product research and you start buying some products, listing them on Amazon, and start making some sales, like a lower volume, like a retail arbitrage. Mm-hmm. And then phase 3 is like once you're starting to make like $3,000 to $5,000 or a few $1,000s in sales. All right, you got the process, you're understanding it. We're going to ramp it up to like a wholesaling volume. Okay. And then from there is where you start breaking into 10K plus. And then once you're breaking 10K, you don't really need us too much. Like, you know the system, you can scale it on your own accord.
Yeah. Can you make any mistakes along the way? Is there anything as like trying to do it too fast, or
a lot of times it's people just thinking they can throw a bunch of money at something, and then there's like ungating processes, and ungating is essentially being allowed permission to sell an item. Mm-hmm. So there's different criteria, but like a more common one would be like maybe you have to buy 10 items of this product in order to be ungated. Maybe you can't even get ungated, but you can still buy that product. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you might buy 100 items of that, and then you find out that you're not ungated, and now you fucking can't sell it on Amazon because you have to be ungated in order to sell it or to register it and place it on Amazon to sell. So like, there's a lot of mistakes that I made that if I wish that I had like an e-commerce course, because I would have fucking paid like $10,000 to not make those mistakes.
Yeah.
But there's lots of mistakes. You can make like clerical errors just with applications, and then they deny them and you can't figure out why. And it could just be something as simple as like you put a period instead of a comma.
Wow.
Like on something, and they just denied it because Amazon's algorithm didn't approve it.
Wow.
Like just little things like that, like oversights. So that's like we have like a 24-hour support group in a 24-hour question like support group in our community there's myself, Scott. We're constantly answering questions in there just to make sure everybody's like getting fulfilled or seeing success. If they run into any roadblocks, we're like, just do this, blah, blah, blah. Do our weekly coaching calls. Everybody jumps on, they ask questions, they share their products. We review them, overlook to see if it's good. And then we're like, yeah, go ahead, send it.
Amazing.
But yeah, so just being on top of like all the like people and the clients and their students like needs. No, nobody's run into any major problems unless they like ungating is the one that they do. But like, we're like, hey, did you watch the video and like listen to what we were saying? They're like, yeah, but I thought like I could cut a corner. I'm like, no, dude, literally listen to everything that we say. And we're like, but luckily, like they were in an early stage. So like they only fucked up on like $100 or $150 or something like that. But yeah, no, the biggest thing is just having a blueprint to it. And it's not like rocket science. Once you've like, I've done it for the last 5.5 years. So
Yeah.
It's not crazy difficult. When you're getting into it, like it can be overwhelming and like confusing.
Yeah.
Because I was there myself as well.
No, but you got to pay to play, and you can either learn yourself or you can learn from someone else.
Oh, absolutely. Even like I paid
That's
Scott,
the way it
like, because
goes.
he knew what he was doing. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, I'll fucking pay you to show me how to do this. And then, yeah. It
And you never know where you
expedited
can
my
go.
success.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. I never would have figured it out myself.
Yeah.
I would have just gave up.
Awesome, brother. Let's get into the rapid fire round. I'm gonna
Shoot.
shoot a bunch of questions at you.
All right.
What's a book that changed your life?
Ooh, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Okay.
Carnegie.
Yes, sir.
I always recommend it.
Amazing. I love that.
That one, Rich Dad Poor Dad, was a good one.
Yeah.
Another good one was, what's it called? I always mess up the title. Joe Dispenza's book.
Joseph Spencer's book.
I always mix up the title. It's like
Yeah.
Breaking the Power. I don't even fucking remember. I just read it like 4 months ago. It was really good. 'Cause
Yeah.
I went through a breakup
Yeah.
and I was trying to like, it was a really good like psychological and personal development
Yeah.
book. So the other
Yeah.
ones are more like business kind of, or like, I guess they're personal development too. But I kind of like, with like the other two that I mentioned, I was focused on like business development and like personal development for business.
Yeah.
I remember, what the fuck is it called? I don't know. Anyways,
we'll find it.
it's really
we'll
good.
find it. We'll put it up.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was going through a breakup and I was kind of confused on
Yeah.
like just trying to figure things out. So it's a really good book in that sense. So those 3 books. I can't even remember the name, but yeah, those 3.
Those 3.
Yeah.
We'll get them. Biggest red flag in a person.
Ooh, in a person? I don't know if I want to say my test, but it's not really a test. It's just something I observe in people. I like to listen to hear how other people talk about other people when they're not around. Or I like to see how they act when people aren't watching. Little things, like if you're golfing and you catch them fucking cheating, like in golfing, like they're probably going to cheat in business. Or like just even like partners that cheat on their girlfriends and stuff like that. I'm like, if you're going to cheat on your fucking girlfriend, she's sucking your dick. You're going to definitely fuck me over. Like, I'm not sucking your dick. Like, you're going to fucking steal money or something from me.
Yeah.
So, just characteristic traits that people have. Yeah. Which is also a good barometer of like, if you want to be around certain people.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Best money you ever spent?
Ooh, best money. I'd say either like business investments, like mentorships, coaches, or traveling.
Nice.
Traveling.
Yeah.
I don't really buy it. I'm not like a fancy materialistic dude.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with a lot of money. Like single mom, raised a couple boys. So I've never really had an attachment. Even like if I got X amount of money in my bank account, like I just try to fucking spend it on personal development or traveling.
Nice.
So I would say those 2.
Yeah. And what's one belief you've changed your mind on recently?
One belief that you've changed your mind on recently. That's a good question. Probably understanding that people can change if they want to. I used to be under the mindset that like, this is how somebody is, like this is how they act, but people can change and like grow and progress. Like I had a friend that I kind of fell off with like a few years ago and then like didn't really talk to him for like 4 or 5 years. And then he kind of came back and he's like, hey man, like I know I messed up like in this way and this way. He's just kind of a shittier friend. And I was like, yeah, I don't have any time for him. But yeah, people, he seemed to do his changing. He went through a bad divorce. I think he did a lot of personal development and growth. And so I was like, okay, yeah. And like, yeah, now we have good connection. So That was
Okay.
kind of maybe a belief I changed. Because before I was like, nah, like if somebody fucking made a mistake,
Yeah, they are who they are, and that's
yeah,
it.
they are who they are.
yeah.
But like people make mistakes. You don't know what everybody's going through. So
Yeah.
just understanding that.
People can change.
And like also like your perception of a situation is very different than maybe another person's. Like everyone is the hero in their own story. So they think that they're right and what they're doing is correct.
Yeah.
And like I've been like I've fallen casualty to that as well. Like where I'm like, no, I was doing the right thing. And like everybody's like, no, you fucked up. Like that was not the right thing. But in my head it was the right thing or the right decision to make. So
Yeah.
just understanding that everybody's got their own life and things that they're going on to or living and going through and their personal perspective on things. So
I love it. That
Yeah.
makes sense, man. 60 seconds, your message to the world, what would it be?
message to the world. Don't be a cunt. Just be a good person and have morals, character. Try to add value to other people's relationships and their lives. It'll always come back in full circle. If you're nice to other people, you treat them well, they'll treat you well. If they don't treat you well, just move on. You only have a finite amount of energy. And I always refer to it as like you have this much energy in your day or in your week or your life. If you want to focus it on like negative energy or toxic shit, like
Yeah.
you're just wasting energy. Don't let it affect you in any way. Just keep growing, being a good person, adding value to others, and life will always come back. That's how the most opportunities have come to me is just maybe I met somebody, I was nice to them, I had a good time with them, and then 3 years later, they're like, hey man, I got this idea, like this business opportunity, you interested in it?
Boom.
Changed my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just, I always just say, don't be a cunt.
Yeah.
Just be a good person, be a morally sound person with decent character, ethics,
Huge.
add value to people, it'll be good.
Absolutely. I love that, man. Dude, how can people get in touch with you? Where can they find you?
Yeah, just on Instagram, it's Colin, Collin, and then _ Maine, Mayne. Yeah, Colin Maine on pretty much all my handles.
Awesome. Well, brother, thank you so much for coming
Yeah,
on.
man, it
dude.
was a pleasure meeting you, and thanks for
Excellent.
having me on.
Yeah. I love it, man.
It was
Guys, until next time, peace.
good. I think I didn't even fucking realize that camera was there. I was looking at that camera the whole time.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, that's just going to have the side of my face looking over there. I thought that was the camera and that one was free. I didn't even notice that camera.
Most people would have folded just after one of those hits. The head trauma, the court case, the betrayal. Colin didn't fold, he adapted. And that's the real lesson here. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need balls to keep moving, keep learning, and keep showing up. Whatever you've been through, use it. That's your edge. If this episode hit home, do me a favor. Share it with someone who needs to hear it.